Hi and welcome to Program 10 in this series of tutorials and programs all relating to TradeStation Easy Language Programming. Program 10 is a modified version of Program 9, and if you remember from Program 9, this is a smoothed CCI, a smooth CCI commodity channel index with low lag. And what I've done is just added some colors here so that when we cross over the upper line, you can specify the color, and when we go under so when we go over the upper line, you can specify the color. When you go below the lower line, we can specify the color, and also between the two lines. You can see here I've specified magenta for above, green for below, and then we've just got a cyan color between the two lines. These levels, incidentally, are also user specifiable, and I'll go through the inputs in a moment. The other thing I've done is added alerts so that when we cross this line we get an alert, and when we cross the lower line we've got an alert. And these alerts are managed by the standard TradeStation alert functionality. If you go to the program, click Format and click on Alerts, you'll see here you can enable the alert, and then you get various different possibilities. I would suggest use alert once per bar, and particularly if you decide to use the email preference here, just make sure that you're not alerting yourself continuously, otherwise it's very easy to send many thousands of emails. So what I'm going to do here is just turn off, in fact let's just go to the analysis techniques, and I'm just going to turn off the original Program 9 CCI so you can just see the Program 10 CCI. The other thing I've done is we've maintained the divergence test, so you can see here we're testing this point and this point and this pivot and this pivot. But what I've done is added some slightly modified functionality, and that is looking for situations where, which I've called it secondary divergence, where the let me just see if I can find one so I can talk you through it. Like here's a good example where we're comparing this pivot with this pivot and this pivot with, now you'll see here that there's a sort of intermediate pivot between the two price pivots, so we're effectively ignoring that and comparing this and this and this and this, whilst we've still got the original divergence functionality there. You can see again another example here where we're comparing this pivot here with this pivot here, and or rather, yeah, those two pivots, and you'll see the reason for that is because we have an intermediate pivot in the price action, which is probably not relevant for the comparison. And again, we've got another pivot here, and maybe this one may not be particularly correct, but we've got a pivot in a low pivot in the smooth CCI. We've got another low pivot in the CCI here, but you can see that the most recent price pivots are here and actually here, so or maybe this one here, I'm not sure which one it's working out, but we ignore that first one and we compare with this second one here, so I'm calling that a secondary divergence. Okay, so let's just look at the inputs here. Go Format, Analysis Techniques, then double click on this particular program, and I'll just briefly go through the various inputs. First of all, show lines 1, that is the original divergence lines. Show lines 2, that is the new secondary divergence that I was just explaining a moment ago. The lower line is the horizontal line that I was talking about that we were crossing. Upper line, obviously the upper line, same thing. Lower color green, upper color magenta, I explained those. CCI fast color, this is the color of the CCI line with the faster setting, which in this case we've got it set at 6. Smooth CCI color, this is the color of the CCI line. The CCI color here refers to the legacy CCI, which is the original TradeStation calculation, which if you do have that, and here we've got it set to false so we don't have it, that's set as dark gray. Horizontal lines, we've got the lines at the lower and upper level and also at the 0 level, set those as dark grey. CCI length 14, fast length 6, that's the fast CCI length. And then we've got these smoothing factors, so we've got a smooth factor of 14 for the CCI itself, and then we can specify a different smoothing factor for the fast CCI. The length, this is used in determining how many bars back to look for pivots. Left strength determines how many bars to the left of a pivot must be higher or lower, depending on whether it's a lower or higher pivot. Standard TradeStation pivot functionality, if you look at pivot, you'll see what they mean. Left strength and right strength. Bot's hole, this determines within how many bars a pivot can occur, bearing in mind that the CCI pivot and the price pivot may not necessarily occur on exactly the same bar. CCI is a leading indicator, so for example it could be a little bit ahead of the price action. And then the prices that we're using for the low pivots is we're using low for the low pivots and we're using price high for the high pivots. So they are the inputs for the new program. Anyway, this program is available for download for a nominal fee. It is a protected or reader-only program, and I'm also going to make it available for multi-charts as well as TradeStation Easy Language. Anyway, I hope you find it useful.